Whoopi Goldberg is obnoxious and stupid beyond all measure. The Holocaust was not about race. Ask the Nazis. The entire Holocaust was about race.
Do any of you men have any eggs or the possibility of carrying a fetus? How dare you talk about what a fetus wants? You have no idea.
Have you ever watched someone be so confidently wrong? It practically begs for a reality check. Well, Whoopi Goldberg opened her mouth on The View again. And Ben Shapiro couldn't help himself. He paused everything and delivered a takedown so clean, it deserves a standing ovation.
And yes, you are a complete stupid idiot. My God, she is so stupid. This is the same lady who thinks everything is racist. Everything and everyone is racist, except Hitler and the Holocaust. Genius, Whoopi Goldberg.
But before we dive in, let's start by hearing what Shapiro's ultimate dream in life is.
Well, folks, as you know, I love one show on TV more than any show on TV. The View. I've had a lifelong ambition to actually be a guest on The View. They'll never have me on, of course, because it would go horribly for them.
Ben Shapiro has made a career out of torching bad arguments. And when it comes to The View, Whoopi Goldberg is basically his favorite target. Time after time, he's exposed their contradictions, their shaky logic, and their complete disregard for facts. Buckle up, because it only gets dumber from here. Let's start with the moment that made headlines. Whoopi Goldberg downplaying the Holocaust. Yes, you heard that right. Ben, being Jewish himself and never one to let historical revisionism slide, called it out immediately and brutally.
The Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race.
It is.
It's about
a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man.
No!
Whoopi claimed, with full confidence, that the Holocaust wasn't about race. That statement left the internet, historians, and honestly, anyone with a 5th-grade education, speechless. And Ben, he wasted no time pointing out what everyone was thinking.
But it's not about ideal race. But these are two white groups of people.
Not only is that the worst clip in the history of The View, that is the worst clip in the history of television. Like, all of television history.
Whoopi, the same person who pushes race into every political conversation, suddenly decided race didn't apply to one of history's most racially motivated atrocities. Really, Whoopi? This contradiction proves to Ben that Whoopi isn't interested in facts, only narratives that fit her ideology.
The Holocaust was not about race. Ask the Nazis. The entire Holocaust was about race. All of it. Which is why they didn't just pick on Jews who observed Judaism. They picked on anyone who had quote-unquote Jewish blood. The entire thing was about race.
You in danger, girl.
But you notice, what she says there is not just stupid, by the way, it's despicable. When she says the Holocaust is basically just flatten it out, it's just about man's inhumanity to man. It's like it's just like that time when you open your car door and you sort of bump the guy next to you and you leave a ding in his car, but you don't even know it on his windshield.
Ben went further, explaining why Whoopi's comments were so dangerous. In an era where misinformation spreads rapidly, allowing someone with her platform to rewrite history is beyond reckless.
Man's inhumanity to man. Nope. It is about a genocidal attempt to exterminate the Jews, which has a thousands-of-year-old history. And yes, it was rooted in race. And yes, anti-Semitism is different. And yes, you are a complete stupid idiot. My God, she is so stupid. This is the same lady who thinks everything is racist. Everything and everyone is racist, except Hitler and the Holocaust.
Next, let's examine Whoopi's bizarre comparison of the United States and Israel to terrorist organizations like Hamas and the Taliban. Ben Shapiro was stunned by the level of ignorance displayed in this claim.
She tweeted something comparing the U.S., Israel, Hamas, and the Taliban as all terrorist organizations. And she has maybe way more knowledge and experience in the very complicated Middle Eastern relations. But I did find that being on a foreign committee and comparing the country to a known terror, those are organized terrorist communities, that, not Israel, but Hamas and the Taliban.
He pointed out that Israel is a democratic nation that defends itself against terrorist attacks, while Hamas and the Taliban are known for committing atrocities. The fact that Whoopi equated them proves, in Ben's view, that she lacks even a basic understanding of world affairs.
Depends on who you talk to.
Right. Well, I mean, that's how they're recognized as terrorist organizations.
But it does depend on who you talk to.
Well, they're recognized in this country.
Depends on who you talk to. Whoopi, always available to sign in.
Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
To both compare Israel and the United States to terrorist organizations and also compare terrorist organizations to apparently not terrorist organizations. Like, Hamas is not a terrorist organization? Oh, man. It is amazing because Whoopi is sort of seen on this show as sort of the wise old sage. And I have to say, you need better sages.
This isn't the first time Whoopi has made dangerously uninformed statements. Over the years, she has consistently spread misinformation while presenting herself as an authority on political and social issues.
You know, it's interesting that a lot of the English language has to be rethought. Blackmailing is negative, black sheep, negative. I can think of a few others if I had the time, but those words are kind of like embedded in our psyches and maybe need to be changed. Why is a black sheep a bad thing and a white sheep is a good thing? Why? They're just sheep.
Well, it's not the words. It's not the words. It's the way we think about it.
I like that Meghan McCain is like, I cannot believe I'm here right now. Meghan McCain is like, what is happening?
Ben Shapiro has repeatedly argued that Whoopi gets away with these comments because the media refuses to hold her accountable. If a conservative made similar statements, the backlash would be swift and relentless.
You're right, Joy. Probably they started saying black sheep versus white sheep, not because of the commonality of the sheep, but because of black people in like rural Europe. Nailed it. Yeah, it's about what? African-American sheep. This is so stupid. It's about black male, like black people male.
Blackmail! Thank you, Cleveland.
What in the... How many more of these are there?
Now, let's talk about Whoopi's stance on abortion and her argument that men should have no say in the debate. Ben finds this particularly ironic given the left's push for gender inclusivity.
Any of you men have any eggs or the possibility of carrying a fetus? How dare you talk about what a fetus wants? You have no idea. Now, I'm fine if you disagree with abortion. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, you do.
My problem comes when you tell me what I need to do with my doctor and my family. How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
If liberals claim that men can get pregnant, as many woke activists now insist, then why shouldn't men have a voice in the abortion debate? According to Ben, Whoopi's logic completely falls apart under the weight of its own contradictions.
Okay, so I have many questions on this, as it turns out. First,
Transphobia.
massive transphobia. If you don't have eggs, you can't... Are you saying that some women can't be men and some men can't be women? Are you saying that unless you have eggs, you're not a woman? Is that what you're saying, Whoopi Goldberg? Also, if that is the new standard, how about women who are postmenopausal? Whoopi Goldberg? Can they have opinions on... I mean, you can't have a baby right now, I assume. How old is Whoopi Goldberg? She's in her 60s. Unless there's been some sort of miracle that has occurred.
Ben also highlighted the hypocrisy of Whoopi's views on bodily autonomy. She argued that the government should stay out of women's healthcare decisions, yet she had no problem supporting vaccine mandates that force people to take medical actions against their will.
I noticed another thing. I can have an opinion on what a fetus would think, because I was once a fetus. In fact, spoiler alert, all of us were once fetus. Every single one of us. I know, this is crazy. And you know what I can pretty well guarantee? Fetuses don't like being stabbed in the face and sucked into a sink.
The contradictions don't stop there. Ben pointed out that Whoopi constantly criticizes America as a racist country, yet continues to benefit from the wealth and privilege that this supposedly racist society has afforded her.
If you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
No.
In the sense that,
In a
you know
sense.
what I mean? Like, when I'm saying
There's more jobs to be
in LA, they always...
But they don't are not only the only people
I didn't mean it like that. Come on.
Oh, no.
She claims that systemic racism is holding people back, yet she herself has reached the highest levels of success in Hollywood and television. Ben finds it amusing that she never acknowledges this contradiction. Now, let's move on to Whoopi's latest meltdown over conservative viewpoints. Recently, she erupted in anger when discussing Republican policies, calling them dangerous and fascist.
Oh no. I love that she's trying to make an anti-Trump argument. She's like, I can say anything I want. And she's like, I'm going to say something super racist. They're all like, yeah. Well, apparently her hair was not her only bad decision that day.
Another moment that left Ben shaking his head was Whoopi's take on crime. She argued that crime isn't actually rising, despite overwhelming data proving otherwise.
And then we get Whoopi Goldberg, the specter of Whoopi Goldberg, saying that we have to suck it up. You know, we sucked it up when Trump won. In what way did Democrats suck it up when Trump won? We got 4 long years of you whining that Trump wasn't the actual president of the United States, not my president, the Women's March, in the immediate aftermath of Trump winning. We got huge Black Lives Matter protests throughout the summer. The idea being that Trump was the font head of systemic American racism. We got the media and their collusion narrative that went on for years on end despite lack of evidence.
Ben has pointed out multiple times that Whoopi would never give the same level of support to a Republican president. Her so-called political principles seem to shift depending on who is in office.
At what point did Democrats actually come to terms with the fact that Trump had won? They never came to terms, which is why they're so celebratory now, because they think that now reality has snapped back into place.
One of the most ridiculous moments on The View was when Whoopi insisted that voter ID laws are racist. Ben shredded this argument by pointing out that requiring ID is standard for countless activities, including buying alcohol, flying, and opening a bank account. Another absurd claim Whoopi made was that conservatives are trying to erase Black history. Ben refuted this nonsense by highlighting that conservatives simply oppose the radical curriculum being pushed in schools, not history itself.
Really, all of this stuff is just, ugh. All these people who are unwilling to accept the results of election now going, you know, you guys, you got to grow up. I'm not willing to hear that from you. I'm sorry, Whoopi Goldberg. I think you have.
The pattern is clear to Ben. Whoopi Goldberg thrives on misinformation, hypocrisy, and emotional outbursts rather than facts and reasoned debate. Her entire persona is built around pushing leftist narratives, no matter how absurd they are.
You have no leg to stand on here. Here's Whoopi Goldberg.
When you know who was elected 4 years ago, you know, Hillary Clinton didn't say, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't feel right, stop the count. She didn't say, this isn't right, I'm not going for it. She didn't say any of that. So all of you, suck it up. Suck it up like we sucked it up.
This is why Ben Shapiro will never stop calling out the nonsense on The View. As long as people like Whoopi Goldberg continue to spread misinformation, Ben will be there to expose the truth. If Ben ever got the chance to appear on The View, it would be a complete disaster for the hosts. He wouldn't hold back, and the entire show would fall apart under the weight of actual facts. And that's exactly why Whoopi and her co-hosts would never allow it. They know that Ben Shapiro would destroy their arguments in seconds, and they simply can't handle that level of debate.
Did it ever occur to anybody that the reason this process exists is so that when the election is over, people at least are able to point to the court cases and to the investigations and say they came up empty?
So, after watching Whoopi's greatest hits of nonsense and Ben Shapiro surgically tear through them, one thing's clear: The View isn't a talk show anymore. It's a masterclass in how not to think. And luckily for us, Ben's out here doing the intellectual janitor work, cleaning up the mess one woke meltdown at a time. But what do you think? Was Whoopi just misinformed? Or is this what happens when you surround yourself with applause and zero pushback? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you're allergic to stupidity, and subscribe for more videos that make the woke crowd very uncomfortable.